What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another Star Wars The Vintage Collection market update. Before I begin, I've turned to the dark side. I finally decided to put together some YouTube shorts, some Instagram reels. It seems to be what is driving the algorithm for new subscribers and for new people to see my channel. So I'm going to try to make an effort to make a YouTube short every single day, and I'll release those in the morning. But it's not going to change the content that you guys are used to for the channel. I'm going to still try to aim to make a video daily with price guides and stuff for my collection, unboxings, things like that. But it seems like YouTube is really pushing those YouTube reels, those YouTube shorts, and that's kind of what's driving people to the channels. And so I'm going to try to make those. I've got too much graded stuff, as you see behind me, to not make them. And I even ordered a turntable, for goodness sakes, so I can make those kind of 3D rotating things with some of the graded items in my collection, just like Collector Archive Services does for their Instagram channel. So stay tuned for that stuff. I'll try to release one a day. We'll see how it goes, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not technologically savvy, so if they stink, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. Let's dig into some Star Wars The Vintage Collection sales. This one really surprised me, this final sales price. These were the SDCC giveaways, I believe, in 2010. These are proof cards, pre-production proof cards, and they were given away to people who attended SDCC in 2010. These are all unpunched. You got the Princess Leia in her slave outfit, which is one of the more expensive proof cards from this set. You even have an unpunched Boba Fett, which is very tough to find, as well as the Luke Skywalker indoor capture. This lot of 3 sold for $275. That is a big, big number. But I think the big drivers for this final sales price were the Princess Leia and the fact that the Boba Fett proof card was unpunched. That one's a little tougher to find unpunched, has been my experience anyway. But $275 took that one home. Next up, we had an unpunched Revenge of the Jedi Boba Fett with the prototype Fett offer. Really nice looking example. A little bit of wave to the card, but something that could certainly be straightened out in one of Tom Hogan's case shells. You can find those for sale through the email address that is in the video description for most, if not all, of my videos. This one sold for $150 plus $550 shipping. That's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal. I've seen a few of these that have sold $250 to $300 graded. So to get one ungraded, kind of an 85 condition, Revenge of the Jedi, that's a pretty good deal. Next up, we have the unpunched VC-13 Darth Vader name pill, Revenge of the Sith Anakin. Now, the more expensive one is the one that has Anakin Skywalker in the name pill. That's a really, really tough one to find. And I believe there's one that is at auction right now that will probably be ended by the time you see this video. But I'll be sure to cover it in a future Vintage Collection market update, because that one is very tough to find, as Tim over at Boss Bounty's channel alerted me to it. So I'm watching that one actively to see what it sells for. But this is the less rare one, and it still commanded pretty good money, $195.50 on 58 bids. So lots of action on that one, plus $10 shipping. I bet that the Anakin name pill version will sell for a lot more. That one too is unpunched. Very tough to find that one unpunched. Here was a punched example of VC-19 Clone Commander Cody. This is the non-foil version with the free rocket-firing Boba Fett mail-away offer. That one sold for $172 plus $9.45 shipping. It looked to be in pretty great shape, and that was the U.S. card. Next up is an unpunched example of VC-29 Kit Fisto. This one's still hovering right around $125. That seems to be the going rate. I've seen as low as $115 for an unpunched Kit Fisto, up to a little bit above what this one sold for. But this one sold for $126 plus $8.99 shipping. This one was the U.S. card. A little bit of edge wear to it, but a pretty clean example overall. Next up was an AFA 8.5 on the modern scale, unpunched Clone Trooper, 212th Battalion. Beautiful card back, and just a nice example overall. Again, it was graded on the modern scale, as you can see here, by AFA. So that scale goes from 1 to 10 on the modern scale. That one sold at auction for $202.50 plus $14.95 shipping. Pretty decent deal for an 8.5 grade. Next up is VC-40 R5D4 unpunched. And this one was the U.S. card back. A little bit of wave to the card. and that's probably what held the price down just a little bit. This one sold for $80 plus $10 shipping. That's about what I paid for mine that graded 90 with Collector Archive services that I unboxed in a video a couple of months ago. But a pretty nice example overall, and that's about the going rate right now for a VC40R5. Next up is the ARC Trooper. This one had the blacked out sticker in the upper right hand corner. This one was the European card back, as you can see, with that big warning multi-language sticker across the back of the card. And all they do there is they take the US cards and then they slap those stickers on them on the front in that upper corner as well as all over the back there. That one was listed for 90 pounds and the best offer was accepted. I did try to look up what the best offer was that was accepted, but it was not pulling up, unfortunately. But that one did sell for best offer accepted with a list price of 90 Great British pounds. Next up is another ARC Trooper Commander, but this one was the Canadian card back. Really nice example. And here's the back of the card. You can see the multi-language on the back there. Unpunched, just a gorgeous example. That one sold for $123.50 on 39 bids plus $10 shipping. But a really beautiful example of the Canadian ARC Trooper Commander. Next up, we had the prototype Fett mail away, and it included the original mailer box. It's hard to tell, you know, just how good the condition was, but you know, it looked to be about a 90 grade, if I had to guess. It looked like it was pristine and had not been really touched. You can see that the outer box had a lot of wear to it, but looking at the card back, it looked to be pretty clean. Tough to know for sure, but just a little bit of edge wear here and there. Maybe 85 plus. I don't know, somewhere in that ballpark. That one sold for $155 on free shipping. I've seen as low as about 125 up to about 175, so that's kind of right in the mid-range there, and probably about right for about an 85 plus or so graded prototype armor Fett. Here was a VC64 Princess Leia slave outfit, but as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, it did have some spider veining to it, and it was also punched, but you know, probably at best 80 grade, if I had to guess. It had a lot of edge wear down there at the bottom, some litho tearing going on. So by all means, was this not pristine? It still sold for $220 on free shipping. So VC64 continues to go up, even for examples that are not in the best of condition. Here was a Nikto skiff guard. This one was punched. This one was the US card back. There was only one photo for it, but it still sold for $172. So now we documented one that was an unpunched pristine example with, I believe it had the Darth Maul offer sticker that sold for about $200. So this is a nice little discount to that one because it was punched and it was only one photo. So I think all of those factors kind of combined to make this one sell for a little bit less. I got a few vehicles and creatures. This one was the Target exclusive Minton sealed box Tauntaun. The box looked pretty pristine from this angle. As you can see, here's the back and a couple of other angles, but probably like an 85 plus or 90 grade box. It looked pretty pristine. That one sold for $120 plus $9 shipping. And oh, I take it back. Here is one little corner ding, as you can see. Now, we've documented a few that have sold for as high as $175. There was another one I found that sold for $150. There was a graded one that sold for $200. So all of those price points give you an idea of why this one sold for $120 plus $10 shipping. Just given that kind of ding in the lower right-hand corner on the back. Next up was a TIE Interceptor. This one sold for $261 plus $41 shipping, so $300 was the sales price on this. It included the box, the mailer box. The main packaging itself for the TIE Interceptor looked pretty pristine overall. So, you know, again, you know, if it's in really mint condition, these TIE Interceptors can command big money, and that one was no exception at around $300 shipped. Here's the B-Wing fighter. This one sold for $181.91. It looked to be pretty clean overall. And this seller also included a nice video. I like it when sellers do this. I'm going to go ahead and play part of it here real quickly so you can kind of see the condition of the box. Very clean overall. I do like it when sellers do that. I wish more sellers would do that. But as you can see, it's Minton sealed box. Very clean example overall. That one sold again for $182 plus $22.55 shipping. The Atst Raider from the Mandalorian. This one was also very clean overall. Just some very light edge wear to it. That one sold for $165.50 on 5 bids plus $15 shipping. Finally, we had the Galaxy's Edge Millennium Falcon still sealed in that shipper box. That is incredible. You don't see it still sealed in that shipper box. It did have a little bit of a punch hole there in the upper left-hand corner, a few dings here and there, but probably pretty pristine in there. But you are taking a little bit of a risk that the interior actual packaging that you see here in this kind of stock photo, that it's still in mint condition. So you don't really know because it's still Minton sealed factory shipper box. It's still sold for $585 on free shipping. Next up, we've got the Boba Fett Morak. I believe this one was a Target exclusive. I cannot remember. You'll have to forgive me. I can't remember if this is the Target exclusive. I think it is. But this is VC252 in very clean condition. This seller had 3 of them, and all 3 of them sold very quickly at $40 plus $5.25 shipping. So Boba Fett Morak continues to command, let's call it about 2.5 times the suggested retail price, maybe 2 times, somewhere in that ballpark. What else do we have on the slate? We've got a Rebel Echo-based battle in the Echo-based battle gear. Now, this is the reissue. As you can see on the back, this is the reissue of VC68, and I don't know why, but somebody paid $100 plus $10 shipping. Now, I could see $100 plus $10 shipping for an unpunched TVC 1.0 original issue. That's about what I paid for, maybe a little bit more for my example. That's the Canadian card back. But to pay that for this reissue, I think a buyer just made a mistake on that one. So got to be careful what you're buying there. Here is the Razor Crest pack-in of the Off-World Jawa Elder. A nice unpunched card. Again, it's only got 3 photos still in the clamshell, so you don't really know the condition, but it looks clean overall. It's still sold for $66 on 8 bids plus $5 shipping. And then this one is the Grogu with the chrome prom, as you can see there. That one was unpunched and also looked to be in pretty clean condition. That one sold for $77.09 plus $5 shipping. Finally, this is one I wanted to point out. This is not a vintage collection figure, but this is the Droid Factory Disney Store Chopper from the Rebels team. And I'm hoping and praying that if and when Chopper makes his appearance in the Ahsoka Disney Plus series, that they at a minimum just re-release this figure on a vintage collection card back. It seems like a no-brainer. The colors and the sculpting on this figure are just incredible. They could even reuse that same card art, in my opinion, and just put it on a vintage collection card back. So hopefully we see that. This one sold for $71 plus $4.70 shipping. I don't really collect these Droid Factory figures, but this one was really nice, and I love the way he looks. He's kind of short and squat, just like in the Rebels cartoon, and I think it would be awesome to see this one on a TVC card back. That's all I really had for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.